aren't making Dinoplasty again in React. I know you're disappointed. Here's what we made in the first session, not this morning, 3 weeks ago. And this wasn't working this morning, this login portion. Oh, it is. No, it's not. It's not going to work right now. If it worked, it would be a very pretty to-do list. You would add things, you could check them off, and it would strike through them. And hey, that's not a whole lot different. It's basically the same app with a slightly different style sheet, right? So we're going to do something totally different this time. We're going to make Noteherder. Ba-bum! Ooh, let's log out. Let's see it from the very beginning. Hey, nerd, you like notes? Aw, shucks, we can sign in with our GitHub credentials. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Ooh, here I am. Oh, man, look at all these notes. This can't be that easy. Okay, let's make a new note. Click on the little plus here. JavaScript musings. Whose idea was this in italics? Haha. Wait. Rich text? I can, like, bold things? What about lists? Heck yeah, we got That's not going to come back if I refresh the page, though. Holy smokes, it did. And I got all these others. Okay, wait. What's going on here? Let's look at this again. Let's look at this URL. /notes /note and a big number. Okay, that's this note. What if I switch to this note? Holy smokes, the URL changed too. That's just a trick to change the URL, right? That if I go straight to that URL, it's not going to go straight to that node. I less than 3 React, and soon you will too. That's good. Holy smokes. It's just like magic. And what if I create a new one? Let's watch the URL when I create a new one. Boop. Just /notes. What about when I delete one? Deleted. Yep. Okay, so now I've got a blank one. Let's start typing. It says just start typing. Watch my URL. Oh, shucks. As soon as I start typing, I got a new note. It's filling up right there in the sidebar. Oh, man. Oh, man, this is way beyond us. And I can log in and out. You think if I log in as a different user, I get a whole new set of notes? Oh, yeah, believe. So this is what we're going to build. What does this do that we actually haven't done before? Does this seem like a completely different thing altogether? What's this? It's a list of stuff, right? What's this? It's a form with 2 fields. We just made a form with 2 fields and made sure that it updated the same object. So yeah, you have the form and this on the page at the same time. This isn't so different. Yeah, the rich text thing is different. And hopefully we have time for it. Otherwise, you'll see the finished product. But man, this login business, that's totally new. So the sign in, sign out thing's new. The URL changing stuff, that's new. That's called routing. What else is super new? Well, so we've got these users, and we've got these notes, and each user has their own set of notes. So we must be like storing those notes under the user. We just did that at the very end of Dinoplasty, except it was under diet, right? Must be the same idea. But guess what? We're not using local storage on this one. we're actually syncing it with a backend. So yeah, we're going to write a whole REST API from scratch with Node.js. We don't have time for that. We are going to use a hosted database called Firebase, which is very cool and very easy to use. Nobody's used it by any chance, have they? Anybody used Firebase? Oh, several people. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, isn't it? Yes, it's awesome. Just say yes. Okay, we're going to be very glad we have it. All right, well, let's get cracking. Out on the GitHubs, I have a repository called Note Static, which just has some static HTML and CSS and a bunch of image files. I'm going to paste this link in Slack. Go ahead and clone this thing. You don't necessarily need to fork it. You can if you want, but you're not going to be pushing to it or anything. This is just for reference. We're just going to copy some files out of it. So after you pull it down, go ahead and open the folder with those files in it, and then just leave it there for a bit. We're going to come back to it and copy some files over. Cool. Now, could everybody, I meant to do this a minute ago. Kill some of this stuff. Everybody run npm-v. Who has a version less than 5? Okay, that's not the end of the world. We're just going to run npm install -g npm at latest. I'll paste that in. Okay. I just pasted that command in Slack. npm install -g npm latest. The reason is one of the most common commands changed just slightly. And since it's going to be the new way from here on out, I'd rather not have to say both ways every time because we're going to be using it a lot. So it'll take a minute, but it's not that big a deal.